What if I told you that some men grow older but never truly grow up? They can be in their 30s, 40s, or even 50s. They have adult bodies, adult responsibilities, and adult lives. But emotionally, they still react to the world like children. They avoid responsibility, blame others for their mistakes, and expect people around them to clean up the messes they create. Psychologists call this phenomenon the man-child, and the shocking part is that many people don't even realize they're dealing with one. In some cases, they don't even realize they are one. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of the man-child, why it happens, what causes it, and the hidden fears that keep this behavior alive. If you're fascinated by human behavior and the secrets of the mind, subscribe to Psychology Vault and join us as we explore the psychology behind everyday people. Most people think adulthood comes automatically with age. It doesn't. Getting older is automatic. Maturity is earned. True maturity develops when people learn to face challenges, accept responsibility, regulate emotions, and take ownership of their actions. But some individuals never fully develop these skills. Instead, they become trapped in a state psychologists often describe as emotional immaturity. One of the clearest signs of a man-child is an obsession with comfort. Life constantly demands difficult decisions. Paying bills, maintaining relationships, handling criticism, and solving problems are all part of adulthood. Emotionally mature people understand this. The man-child doesn't. Whenever discomfort appears, he looks for the nearest escape route. If a relationship becomes challenging, he withdraws. If a responsibility becomes stressful, he procrastinates. If a problem requires effort, he hopes someone else will solve it. Why? Because responsibility creates risk. The moment you take responsibility, you also accept the possibility of failure. And for many man-children, failure feels unbearable. Psychologists believe this avoidance often comes from insecurity rather than laziness. Deep down, many emotionally immature men fear discovering they aren't as capable as they want others to believe. Avoiding responsibility becomes a way to protect their self-image. Another common trait is blaming others. When something goes wrong, there's always an excuse. The boss was unfair, the economy is bad, friends weren't supportive, a partner expected too much. Notice the pattern. The problem is never inside them, it's always somewhere else. This psychological habit is known as externalization. Instead of looking inward, people project responsibility onto outside circumstances. The problem is that growth becomes impossible when accountability disappears. You cannot improve what you refuse to acknowledge. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of the man-child is that his behavior often begins long before adulthood. Many grow up in environments where they are protected from every consequence. Parents solve their problems, excuse their mistakes, and remove every obstacle from their path. While this may seem helpful, it can prevent emotional development. Children build confidence by overcoming challenges. When someone else always rescues them, they never learn that they are capable of handling life on their own. As adults, they continue searching for rescuers. Sometimes it's a parent, sometimes it's a friend, sometimes it's a romantic partner. But the pattern remains the same. They want the benefits of adulthood without the responsibilities that come with it. And beneath all of this lies a hidden truth that most people never see. The man-child may look confident on the surface, but underneath that behavior is often fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of responsibility, and most of all, fear of growing up. That fear of growing up reveals itself in ways that many people don't immediately recognize. One of the biggest signs of a man-child is emotional reactivity. When emotionally mature people face criticism, they may not enjoy it, but they can usually process it without losing control. The man-child often struggles with this. Even small disagreements can feel like personal attacks. A simple suggestion becomes an argument. Constructive feedback feels like humiliation. A minor inconvenience turns into anger or self-pity. This happens because emotional maturity isn't about avoiding emotions. It's about managing them. When someone never develops healthy emotional regulation, they continue responding to life's challenges with the same emotional tools they had years earlier. This pattern becomes especially visible in relationships. At first, the man-child can seem fun, spontaneous, and carefree. But over time, partners often begin to feel exhausted. Why? Because healthy relationships require responsibility, communication, and accountability. Instead of solving problems together, the man-child may avoid difficult conversations. Instead of admitting mistakes, he may become defensive. Instead of supporting others emotionally, he may expect others to support him while giving very little in return. Gradually, the relationship starts to feel less like a partnership and more like a parent-child dynamic. And that's where many relationships begin to break down. The reality is that nobody wants to spend their life raising an adult. But here's something important to understand. Being a man-child does not mean someone is doomed to stay that way forever. Human beings are capable of remarkable change. The first step is awareness. A person cannot change a pattern they refuse to recognize. The moment someone begins taking responsibility for their actions, something powerful happens. They stop seeing themselves as victims of circumstances and start seeing themselves as active participants in their own lives. Growth begins with ownership. It begins with accepting mistakes instead of explaining them away. It begins with facing uncomfortable situations instead of avoiding them. And it begins with understanding that confidence is not built through comfort. Confidence is built through responsibility. Every challenge faced, every promise kept, every difficult conversation handled, every problem solved. These experiences slowly transform emotional immaturity into emotional strength. Psychologists often describe maturity as the ability to choose long-term growth over short-term comfort. The man-child chooses comfort. The mature adult chooses growth. And that single difference can shape an entire life. So the next time you encounter someone who refuses responsibility, constantly blames others, avoids difficult situations, or expects everyone else to solve their problems, remember that you're not just seeing bad behavior. You're seeing a deeper psychological pattern, a pattern rooted in fear, avoidance, and unfinished emotional development. The good news is that these patterns can be changed, but only when someone is willing to face the truth about themselves, because growing older is inevitable. Growing up is a choice. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Psychology Vault, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into the human mind. What do you think creates a man-child? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep exploring the hidden psychology behind human behavior.